I have a problem with this. Now, first of all, where's the black dude with the white girl? I have a problem with this. Now, first of all, where's the black dude with the white girl? First of all, we started that, all right? Black dudes had been messing with white girls for a long time, and that's half the reason why you motherfuckers do this in the first place, because we were the ones that kind of abandoned you. I get that. Where's girls for a long time, and that's half the reason why you motherfuckers do this in the first place, because we were the ones that kind of abandoned you. I get that. Where's the black dude with the white girl?
I've once had a neighbor who was a woman from Kenya, and she had or has, let me talk in past tense, which doesn't mean these people don't exist anymore, but you get what I mean. And she had a biracial child, with a white man, who was high earning, and they weren't in a relationship or married or something, but she surely secured the bag, you know. And anyways, at language school, she had a classmate from Nigeria, and she allowed him to move into his apartment. I don't know how exactly it came to this, but that's just what she told me. She had an apartment for her and her son, and she allowed her classmate from the language school, because she needed to learn German, of course, and so on. She allowed him to move in, that he could sleep in the living room, and I think it wasn't forever, and maybe it was an emergency for him, because I cannot imagine that a dude, except it's a black dude, but just listen, the story time will get more interesting. But I think he didn't plan to be in this forever, living with a woman he knows from language school, and who has a baby, that he wants to forever live in the living room. Anyways, it was a long time since I visited her. I visited her after a long time, and there she explained everything to me. And mind you, her German is very, very good, and she wasn't even that long here in Germany, but her German is very, very good, and she could explain everything to me perfectly in German. And I'm always impressed by other black women, like seriously. But anyways, then she told me the whole story, that this Nigerian neighbor brought his friends, or I don't know, homies, without her permission all the time into the apartment. And mind you, she has a baby she raises on her own. And the baby needs silence, needs to sleep, needs food, needs a stable and secure environment. But that Nigerian dude was so irresponsible. He brought his homies who've been drinking alcohol the whole day, smoking weed the whole day, being counterproductive as black men usually are. And they also been sleeping with women in the living room without having any responsibility, any respect. They wouldn't dare with a white man. Maybe they would dare with a white woman, because black men in general don't really respect women. But with a white man, they love so much and envy at the same time. They would never dare being that disrespectful, because mind you, she was the main person to rent this apartment. If it wasn't for her allowance, that Nigerian dude couldn't have lived there, but he just brought all his irresponsible friends. He himself is irresponsible too. And the sad thing, guys, is that he has a daughter. He told it came out of his mouth. It wasn't someone told me that he said, yeah, I got a daughter too. Somehow, I don't know the context anymore, but I think it was the context because my neighbor has a child, and he was like, yeah, I got a daughter too. But I don't know where we came to this conversation, but he has a daughter. I don't know if it's with a white woman or with a black woman, but I surely feel sorry for that daughter of him, because this dude shouldn't have a daughter. He shouldn't have children. And when she was talking to me, all of a sudden one of his homies came, and then he laid down on the floor in the living room where I was talking with her. And we've been talking German the whole time, and this dude couldn't understand German. He just spoke English and maybe his local language from Nigeria. I don't know. I think that dude was also from Nigeria, this friend of that Nigerian man, but I don't know. Anyways, then this Nigerian man came, and then he started, like, he and his homie who laid on the floor, then they started arguing, and all of a sudden his homie turned to me and he said, yeah, and you've been talking too much too. And I was like, yeah, what are you talking about? I was talking too much too. The disrespect. Nobody's talking to you, bitch. Your mom should have aborted you. That's what I mean, black women. Abort black males, or don't even try to get pregnant from black males in the first place, because abortion is very not healthy for your physical health, but also your mental health. Not to say that every woman suffers from mental issues after an abortion, but I'm just saying it's nothing you should take like lightheartedly, and it's something you should really avoid, and it just should be an emergency. The last solution. Just don't even try to get pregnant in the first place, especially not from broke black males, and then he was trying to put his frustration and anger onto me, as usual, as black men always do, put frustration on people that seem weaker than them, and physically I wouldn't have had a chance, but because of the disrespect, I was like saying, yeah, okay, come, let's fight. I was saying, come, let's fight. And then he really came to me, had his fist ready, and then his Nigerian friend came and stopped and said, no, and so on. And then he explained to him, that's what my neighbor from Kenya told me later, that he probably explained to his dude, yeah, here in Germany it's different with the police, especially since, and they didn't even know that I'm a German citizen, but I just let him believe that I'm a regular schmegular African woman. He can just disrespect as usual, as he's used to back in Africa, disrespecting and beating women, because he got a fragile ego, and we black women contributed because we cuddle our sons from the beginning, but also black men contribute to that, since black men, it's men's responsibility to raise men to be good men, but since black men neglect their children, don't really care about them, that also don't happen. But anyways, and that's how I didn't got beat up, but it was close, and they've been screaming, they've been aggressively screaming, and the story goes on. I really don't like talking about it, guys, because it was a bad time in my life, and also then those incidences happened, and I never saw the police that many times, like in this time of my life with these Nigerian dudes, because I wanted to help a sister. I didn't want her to be alone, but I was afraid of myself. And there was a quote-unquote good black man, Nigerian man, who would have never had the chance to fight them physically, but he was like also watching over us. Was like, when he got to know about the situation, he was there for us, and I'm thankful for that. But at the same time, it should be like this. I shouldn't even be like thankful, you know what I mean? But it was cool, yeah. there was another Nigerian guy who was quote unquote good. He didn't have anything to do with them, but yeah, we taught him about that and so on. But we also were ready to call the police. And my neighbor, she was like, she didn't care, and she was like, yeah, when I call the police, it's over for them anyways, since they are not German citizens and then behave like this. And like I said, they didn't even know I'm a German citizen, and it would have gotten them into more trouble. Yeah, I'm still black, yeah, and of course I don't have the same privileges as a white German woman, but still. Anyways, the story goes on, and then later, my neighbor from Kenya, she already taught how you call it, how the person who makes us rent the apartment, the owner of the house. Yeah, let's take like this, but you know what I mean. She already contacted her, and it was a white woman, and of course she also was afraid, and she wouldn't go on her own to kick these dudes out. And she was already informed and so on, and already things been happening to make sure to kick these dusties out. And I also would be like a witness, so yeah. And then my neighbor changed the keys, like the keys and also the door, so that he couldn't, but she didn't do it on her own, she did it with the house owner, so she was more secure. And because the Nigerian dude refused to go out. They are entitled and delusional as always, as black men are, per usual. And then one day I went with my neighbor and her baby on a walk. We went on a walk. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we didn't see them. That means they've been stalking us probably and waited for a moment to surprise us. And then he stopped her, how you call it, where you carry the baby. Then he just took that, but don't worry, guys. She had the baby in her arms, but she still had that thing you carry a baby in, like when you go for a walk and so on. But I don't know the English word right now, and yeah, and then he was screaming and shouting and so on, and his other friends been just standing there, and there was one dude I didn't see so far, and he was like talking calmly, but I'm like, dude, why aren't you checking your friend who's shouting at us while we having a baby? What does it do to the baby's mental health and so on? And it was in daylight, and it was in front of bars, and no one was doing anything. No one was defending us. And black women, I tell you, the story time for another reality check. Not only giving you the validation that black men globally are the same, but also that people won't help us because we are strong and they see us as others. Yeah, that's a like people's problem. Black women are still messing with black men. Nobody knows why and so on. And they don't care. And I've been like looking like I looked like frustrated, and I was looking around if people did see that. They did been watching, but they didn't intervene, and I mean, these dudes didn't harm us physically, but they've been verbally abusive. This one Nigerian guy, and I bet you, if it would be white women and black men scream at them in public, these white men would have came out from the bar, stopped drinking beer, and came out and checked these dusties, But since we are black women, yeah, whatever, black people's problem. Another reality check for you to not now put your worship you had for black men on another group of men. Still be realistic. Different things can be true at the same time, There's still racism, but it's true that you are more likely to find a good man when you date outside of your race. So, just for you to know. Anyways, and that proves again that black men who are the good black men don't check the dusties. Because one of his friends was calmly talking to us, but why are you defending his behavior? Why are you defending him? Like, seriously, why don't you check him when you're a quote unquote good black man, you know? It's just, guys, it's crazy how what we are talking about on the internet, and I have contact through the internet with African American women that we just have the same experiences. It's crazy. Like, wow, and it even encouraged me more to let go of black men. Like, I'm already divested, you know, mentally. I don't have any expectations, and I would never ever in my life trust black men again. I would never trust them, no. Yeah, anyways, this dude then took that thing you carry a baby in from my neighbor for her to turn back to the apartment to open the door, and she was like, yeah, I will come, but with the police. And then she called the police. We've been waiting till the police comes, and then we slowly went there because we are not stupid. Like, what if he does something to us, you know? And he took his two other friends, and that one who is not a Pookie and Ray Ray, but he doesn't check the Dusty. You know, we always try to say, yeah, they're the good black men. There are no good black men, like, and the good black men defend the bad black men, and that just means they have the same mindset, but are try to cover it. But since I've mentioned that one Nigerian neighbor, that other neighbor who had nothing to do with these dudes I'm talking about, and who's also a lot older than us, he's just here to work and so on, you know. Let me put the disclaimer again, not every single black man is the same, but the majority of black men just have the dynamics. The ones who claim to be the good black men won't check the Dusties and will just look how the Dusties destroy the community, and that actually shows that they are covered Dusties, and they just have the same mindset, and they always have also have the habit to defend these dusty black males, but they want to claim they are the good black males. But since I've mentioned that one neighbor I was talking about, again, this disclaimer, of course not every single one is the same, but the majority of black men are problematic and expendable. That's why we need to stop the birthing rate of black males, because it's very not necessary for a race or for a group of people to have that many males. We need more women. Yeah, and that's on that. Yeah, and then the police was there, and a few days later, the house owner, she came with two strong men. I think it was white men who accompanied, look, who came with her to kick these dudes out. And no, I think it was the police even, yeah. And then I had my neighbor's baby in my arms. I waited. I waited. Oh, how do you call it, guys? My English. Why now? I just waited, like, her partner was upstairs, and I waited on the exit of the house. I waited down, whatever, and with the baby. And then this one dude who tried to hit me that one time, he was also helping carrying the things out from his Nigerian dude, homie, friend, whatever the relationship they had to each other. And he was, I'm not sure to this day if I'm mistaken, but I think I heard that he said, "I know where you live, bitch." That he said it, you know. And yeah, anyways, and then they got kicked out. I was really happy about it, but a few weeks later I still was nervous, and I'm not sure if it traumatized me, but it wasn't funny, you know. And in that moment I realized I need to do something, just in case someone tries to fight me, especially black males, that I do something like self-defense training. And I also got legal self-defense weapons that I can carry, you know. And with this story time, Black Women, I just want to encourage you to do the self-defense training, that you know more about the human body, and that you use that knowledge just for defense, self-defense, and that you feel more secure when you're on your own. And it would be best if you are with people who you trust when you go out, when you don't always go out alone, but when you're alone, that you don't feel too insecure, that you have self-defense training, that you're fit in general, that your body is fit, that you eat healthy, so you can run fast, and so on, and your body can take more, that you strengthen your immune system, and that you know how to defend yourself when no one else is doing it for you, and that you also carry legal self-defense weapons, and also, guys, with this story time, you see, you can, as a black woman, you can only trust people you have a personal relationship with. Where you are sure, they're gonna defend and protect you, like your husband, friends, you can really trust, family members. But in this world, as a black woman, you can never expect public protection. You cannot expect that. There's no system in this world that is made to protect or worship you. Maybe for other women, but not for you. So live your happy individual life, date outside of your race, and you can then only expect from your husband, who's maybe white or Asian, that he protects you. And not maybe, when he's your husband, you can really expect that, like, seriously. But don't expect that from his whole community, because his community is focused on protecting the women of their community, so men of other communities don't have the same mindset as black men. Forget that. They will always prefer their women and protect them, because what happens to their women and their community is a result of what they are doing. They understand that how their women are moving, or the condition of their community, is their responsibility. That's why they will always prioritize their own people. Yeah, they got the right mindset, they're not like black men. So keep that in mind and never expect that public protection. And if someone protects you, some stranger and so on, like civil courage, I don't know in English how you say it, but when someone stranger is defending you, of course appreciate it, but don't expect that. And I will do a video about how to not have any expectations, because it's the way to go, and how you have much more peace in life if you have is when you don't have, oh my goodness, expectations, and when you learn to have acceptance for things you just cannot change. That's all what I got to say for today, guys. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think about the story time? Oh, and a little side note, my neighbor, who was from Kenya, she also told me in Africa it's normal that like the police won't come and help you when you suffer from domestic violence, like when a man is beating you, because it's all male identified and so on, misogyny and so on. And when you got money, then they come, but otherwise they don't care what happens to you as a woman when you experience violence from males. That's why also this black male who tried to come for me, even though nobody talked to you, like, shut the fuck up, nigga. He was wanted to let out his frustration and anger onto me, because that's all black men do. They cannot compete with people who are above them, but they want to fight their own people, especially the women in the community. And it was very interesting for me to know that she told me that, and it just shows black men globally are the same, useless, expendable, misogynistic Negroes we should avoid. It's just my opinion, but as a black woman, decide for yourself what you want to do. I just recommend to you, since I've made, in my opinion, there's no solution for black people together to liberate themselves. I just think you should focus on your happy individual life, since life is too short, and I just want black women to be happy, and that we change the narrative, that we don't tell our daughters, yeah, we've been strong, struggle love, struggle life, and so on. That we can tell our daughter, that we can show our daughters and strengthen their self-esteem by that we are being treated good by our husband, their fathers, you know, and that we had a happy life and not full of struggle. Let's change the narrative and let's divest. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. But please make sure to also like this video, and please subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell so you won't miss any video anymore. I try to upload as much as I can. Please leave your comments down below, and if you have any video ideas and so on, when you have something you want me to talk about. And also please make sure to share my channel as well as this video so we can spread the message and try to liberate as many black women as we can. Not everyone can be saved, but let's try our best to help other sisters, because if it wouldn't be for African American women, I, as an African European woman, I wouldn't have woke up and wouldn't have all this knowledge, you know. So guys, thank you so much. Let me stop this video, and I'll see you in my next one.
Now, first of all, where's the black dude with the white girl? I have a problem with this.
Whoa! That's interesting, but I sure don't care.